Well, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to the old Call of Duties that we know and love pretty much permanently at this point. Momo says, we have received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the X Labs project. Because of that, we are also going to shut down BO3. Thank you for all of your support. And this is only recently as people have gone to the BO3 client. So about a week or so ago, I made a video, an extremely dank video, by the way, with terrible sound quality on the microphone, but hilariously people enjoyed it. But people were saying it reminded them of the, quote, old days. I wasn't aware that the BO3 client was also kind of connected to X Labs dev. I had no idea. They ended up sending a cease and desist to the team that were making SM2 about a week or so ago, and now they sent a cease and desist letter to X Labs, which shutting down X Labs means that, what is it? It's Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, not this shitty one that we have. There's IW4X, IW6X, and then S1X. So X Labs had Modern Warfare 2, Advanced Warfare, Ghosts, and also BO3, which was the newest one, and it all got shut down next to SM2. So the only thing that we have left is Plutonium. Plutonium tweets, sorry to hear this, Momo, wishing you all the best. This is a reply to Momo, the guy that was doing all the X Labs stuff with his whole team. I thought the BO3 client was different because it wasn't integrated exactly into the X Labs client. It was a separate thing, so yeah, this is basically a good representation of what's happening. One thing that we could think about here, these games and clients were there, so the people that played these old games before, or maybe even potentially didn't play these games before, would be able to experience them again in a safe manner. Because realistically, going back to a lot of these old games, either one, it's just too dead to play at all and it's just not populated whatsoever, so you're not going to be able to find a game even if you wanted to, even if you went out of your way to go and buy it, pay for the whole thing for whatever amount that would be with your console, and then not find any games. And then you also have to worry about people taking your information if you manage to actually get into games. A lot of these old games were not dedicated servers, they were peer-to-peer. I don't know all the details of it, but it's generally not as safe. Black Ops 3, for example, on PC was very dangerous to play, and they had to release patches even recently to try to make it more safe to play, and it's still not. It's still completely broken, and the one way to play Black Ops 3 is, well, gone. If we go and try to click on the X Labs website, it's gone. Everything's gone, man. So with that getting shut down, the BO3 client shut down, the SM2 shut down, I was like, well, it's only a matter of time until Plutonium's gone, man. It really is. Plutonium housing some of my favorites, realistically. You got Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, you got the zombies and modding community that's also affected by this whole thing. I'm not even gonna be able to go into myself. I don't even recognize the amount of damage that is done here in this scenario. The people that could safely go and play zombies with that server, it's gone. All we have left is Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and World at War. There are other smaller servers out there, but again, as soon as we popularize it or make it known to anybody and just play it ourselves, or anyone makes content on it, it's probably over. Someone says, don't tell me you guys are next. They said, we have no idea. We just wish we could talk to somebody at Activision to know what they are happy with and what they are unhappy with. We are already planning a few changes that we feel may help. I swear, wasn't it X Labs or BO3 that was like going out of their way to change a couple things that potentially could have been pushing people towards ways to get the game that Activision doesn't want? I was thinking like maybe the money or like the way to play it for free could be the problem, or like an exchange in funds to get access to it. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but also the amount of people that have come out to bat for Activision is disgusting. And the weird thing as well is that they are just always the same type of people on Twitter, dude. They're the same type of people. They either got no profile pic, or there's some lizard finance dipshit that is talking about the technicalities of how and why that this is okay. This clip, somebody tweeted it when I initially made the video that day, and it had a few thousand likes on it, and there were some people that were replying to it, coming to bat for Activision, saying things like, well, this was expected. Like, yeah, okay, man, thanks for your input, dipshit. You're not quite understanding the perspective here. There was also some people saying things like, oh, well, this guy is saying that if somebody went and took his videos or his content or his property and use it, he's just gonna let them use it? Yes! Yes! Do you know how many copyright notices that I get? I'm not gonna go out of my way to take all that shit down. Number one, because it's virtually harmless. And honestly, it's very flattering that the guy would think myself, a singular individual, is somehow comparable to a multi-billion-dollar company. Me as an individual, my quote business, which in theory, if somebody was taking something from me or profiting off of me, would take a larger sum out of my pocket. Activision literally bleeds this cash out of their pockets because they don't have pockets big enough to even film. One of the things I wish I could change in this clip was when I said that Activision was scared of these modded clients. They're not scared. They simply don't want them to exist. This is a spiteful thing. You would think that this would be a thing where it's like, oh, well, maybe they're going and taking down all of these things because they maybe have this plan where they're trying to make something similar to this, where they bring back all the old games on their own client and they can make it their own profit because they see that there's a player base there. But the sad reality of that, the few thousand people that would play across every single one of these servers, they're hurt that publicly people are having more fun with these old products and they're mad that they can't profit off. That's really what it comes down to. It's not even a large portion of their money. It's not actually doing anything damaging to them. It's not a large enough sum for them to swing down like this. And yet here they are. And this is why I say you just shouldn't care if they get stolen from. You shouldn't care if they fail at something. You genuinely should not care, because them taking a loss is just them not having a brand new record high sale in profits. That's their failure. Their failure is that they don't hit a new record year over year. They've been functioning for well over a decade straight on a fraction of that. They don't need this. This is a personal attack to people that actually like this shit. It feels so insanely personal. So when somebody goes and says, oh, well, you wouldn't like it if someone stole from you. First of all, it's likely that at least like 90%, 80% of the players that are playing this bought and played the original versions of these games on console. We had already paid for it. These servers are minuscule to them and they are still shutting them down. That's why you can't compare one individual to a multi-billion-dollar company. They're mad they can't profit off of this. It's hard to summon up all the strength and shit and also try to match that other video that I already made talking about this with them shutting it down with the dankest mic possible, but I feel like it's probably only a matter of time. People are hoping that some of the changes to the ways that you can get the games and stuff like that will be able to, you know, prevent the shutdown, but I really don't think that that's it. I genuinely just feel like it's pretty much an attack on this entire community of players that like this. It's an attack on the modding community, the zombies community, and they want you to play the newer, more profitable versions of their games so they're able to make more off of you, which makes sense as a business. But again, understand, don't feel bad for the said business. They don't need to have record profits. They're already operational. And again, also understand that I'm not talking about the developers in this situation. I understand that sometimes I definitely get it mixed up and misconstrued, the whole business aspect of it versus the developers themselves. But in this scenario, this is all business. This is all corporate shit. There's no developer that's out there like, yeah, take all these servers down, fuck them. Because those developers understand the amount of work that went into these games and people are still appreciating it. And Activision is shutting down ways for people to appreciate that work, to show off that work, to have a reference to how things used to be. It's a time capsule into the past to how games used to be. And it shines a light on how profit hungry all of their games are now. They're not games, they're not passion projects anymore, they're just a way to make cash. Everything just compounds to make a very, very clear picture. A complex picture, but a very clear one. I'm gonna say it like this. If you still feel like going to bat for them, they have the rights to take it down. But they're not in the right. It's simply mean-spirited, it's unnecessary. Man, a part of me feels like now that I've gone back to this and actually used some of the red guns on this game, I'd realized how much I really just did not use any of the other weapons on these games. I wasn't doing any camo grinds or anything like that. There wasn't an overall mastery camo. It was just sniping. Like, my hundreds of thousands of kills were just through MSRs, Barrett 50 cals, AS50s. I'm trying to play this now and enjoy it now while I can. I mean, even a part of me, it's a weird feeling. This is such a weird, multifaceted thing, but this is weird and I don't want to make this a thing about me, but a part of me even feels bad for making content on a lot of this stuff, because maybe if this stuff was less popular or less, like, known, maybe it would have been safer. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking of a lot of ways that things could have been prevented or a way to save plutonium, but I feel like it's probably only a matter of time. I don't want to be a doomer about it, but at the end of the day, these guys operate off of cold, hard, just legality and things like that. It's not really a human interaction. There's no empathy, there's no nuance, there's no nothing. It's just all technicality, and from a business, fine. But speaking human to human, you know you don't believe that this is the right thing to do. But it is what it is. Us explaining or pouring our hearts out why or how we love these things and all this shit doesn't matter to them. Everybody has already known this. And the thing is, it's not gonna stop. I got one example for you guys. Imagine, years into the future, somebody has managed to get Verdansk working on a Modern Warfare 2019 client. They have Verdansk fully operational. Everybody gets excited about it. The server gets populated with thousands among thousands of players. It's a success. You finally get to feel Verdansk again. All of you guys that miss it so much that they refuse to bring back, you finally get to experience it all again. Albeit a little bit different because the player count will be lower. The players that are playing are definitely going to be more sweaty because they went out of their way to go and get the client in the first place. Just like these multiplayer clients, you guys are enjoying it for months, maybe even years at a time. And then once Warzone 3 or 4 starts shitting the bed, they go and send a cease and desist letter to the team that put together the Warzone 1 server. This will happen to you all too. The only way that it will happen to you guys is if you just straight up don't even start making the client to begin with. And that's what this cease and desist is for. It's a move, it's an attack, and it's a threat for anybody in the future that wants to go and try to play these old games in a safe manner. To put this into perspective for all of you guys that don't give a single shit about these old games, you guys just say we're a bunch of old heads crying about this shit. This is a time capsule into the past to represent how gaming used to be, and we're losing it. They are trying to revision the way that everything was ran. We're not gonna forget. They're trying to rewrite the way that we remember things. You're already seeing it to this day where people have terrible and just straight up untrue things that people are saying just because time has passed. They know that time is a weapon and history, context, and recording is dangerous for them. This is why you see people getting rid of never mind, man. Again, I'm not getting into this shit. You guys get it. It's sad shit, man. So I'm gonna play this and enjoy it, you know, as much as I can. Likely probably make another video once it does happen. I really hope it doesn't, but I feel like it's a foregone conclusion no matter what they do. Damage is already done. They've made their stance clear. I thought that they were kind of chill on it because there wasn't a ton of players, but they genuinely are threatened at the prospect of people being able to see how it was and that it was clearly successful before without all of the practices that they currently have. It existed, it worked, it thrived. Now they're just so deep in the profit that they can't even turn back. And they want everyone to forget. Yeah, anyway, GG.